Oh my god, hey! Oh my god.
Don't bring them down because they are not in your level. There's a checklist to go through when you're doing people's makeup.
You can be straight and you can still do drag. You can be a girl and still do drag.
Is your name actually Jackie?
No, it's not.
Because I didn't have any other way to express the anger.
So it wasn't really well known until NESCC happened.
So,
Actually, let's talk about drama and cosplay.
I don't want to post my cosplays because I see a lot of drama and a lot of people overshadowing.
Oh, that judge is bad. Oh,
you don't even have to answer if you don't want to.
I don't have to, but I want to.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Oh my god, hey!
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, 1 second. Oh my god, I'm so excited. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm amazing. I love this. Like, it's a masterpiece. It's incredible. How did you make these? Wow.
Or do you
Can you
need-
talk?
Yeah.
Like, is it? No, the teeth.
Oh, the teeth? These are actually from a company called Dental Distortions.
Oh, so you didn't make them. You
No.
actually bought them.
The ones
Nice.
I made, I'm not too much of a fan of. I prefer these.
They look so good. I love the makeup. I was going for something like I wanted to do like sorry, connection. Can you see me? Can you
Yeah.
hear me? Okay, good. So I wanted to do like an infected clown, but I thought that would be a little too dark, especially with the current situation. So I only did one eye that's like kind of bleeding.
Understandable, but I still like it.
Thank you so much. So I'm really excited for this chat because we never actually talked face to face, so I'm
We
super
really
hyped out. But we've known each other for how long? Like it's been what, over a year?
It's been over a year, maybe 2.
Oh wow.
'Cause
And I remember seeing, oh, we don't talk about that? The other
mean,
account, the one.
like a little bit we can, a little bit.
Okay.
But that old profile, it's been around for like 3 years now, maybe. So you were around like in the beginning of it, so 2, almost 3 years.
I mean, I remember posting my creepypasta characters, the Laughing Jack, back in 2018, and that's where I met a lot of people online.
Obsessed with it. Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
I love that one so much.
Wait, people are saying that we're
Oh my
laggy. Are we
God.
laggy?
Oh.
Can you guys see us? Is the connection okay? Let us know down below if the connection is fine. Because I can see her and she can see me. So yeah,
Love
anyway,
both
I
of their
started
makeup.
doing... Thank you. I started doing creepypasta back in 2018, and ever since doing that on Instagram, I met a lot of people, including you, and I've made a lot of friends because of creepypasta. So I'm forever grateful for the spirit of creepypasta.
It was great. I was obsessed with the makeup because I did do a Laughing Jack makeup. Just it was not as good, and I was like, damn, I wonder if anybody else has done it and how did they do it? And then that's when I stumbled across yours and I was like, all right, I got a few things to learn here. I got to figure out how he did this.
That was my first time attempting to do a creepypasta character. I've never have heard of it before that, so it was my first time reading about it and actually doing Laughing Jack. It's been a crazy ride ever since. But tell us more about yourself. You're from Houston, Texas.
I am. And,
How is it over there? How's the situation? How's life there?
well, first things first, Texas is bipolar as all hell. One day it's winter, the next day it's summer. specifically in Houston, Texas. Due to everything going on, it's actually calmed down a lot. It's just,
Well, that's good.
yeah, there's not a lot going on here. Um, as far as haunted house stuff, I've been working in haunted houses for 3 years. So I'm still
How has that
new.
been?
Oh, it's so much fun. A lot of people, they get scared to join a haunted house because they get scared that like they're not scary or that they can't do it or the house scared them so much they don't want to work there. But I promise you, being an actor is so much different. It's a lot of fun. It's I've had quite the ride. I've been
It always
anything from
amazes me how committed you guys are. I mean, my friend and I went to a haunted house last March in Dubai, and it was just the craziest experience ever. It was so much fun. Like, you guys get in character for real.
that is one of my most favorite parts when, because yeah, you can talk and act like this all day, but when you come up with a new voice and you like add some twitches to it, you're a whole different person. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun.
So how did you start? Like, how did you find the job? Like, did a friend recommend you work at a haunted house, or like, how did it go? Tell us, walk us through the process.
A friend of mine worked there first, and well, I'm a contortionist, so I'm very flexible. I'm very like I bend in ways
Yeah,
that no human should. And
that's so impressive.
thank you. And one of my friends was like, "You would be great at a haunted house." And I was like, "I never thought of working at a haunted house. I want to know what that's like." So we go to this haunted house and they audition me and they're like, we could use you as a psych patient. So I'm in a straitjacket, I have different makeup on, and I'm doing everything I can to freak people out. And eventually I started changing characters to be a dark nurse from Silent Hill. Um, After that, they thought that wasn't enough. And then I started being a clown, and it fit a lot more to be a contortionist clown that kind of just gets really
Does
crazy and says
stuff
some
with
of
their
the weirdest
body. It's
stuff.
amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
So you started back in what, 2018?
I actually started in 2017. The clown started in 2018.
Okay, so you've done a bunch of different characters, and then
Yes.
you've discovered your clown character.
Yeah. And it's been a lot.
So are you allowed to talk about that character specifically, or?
Um, well, I can't say. Um, I've completely changed it. The first one, I feel like was more of a stepping stone, Like all characters you are, it's never going to be your forever character. You're going to be so many different ones in
You're
your
gonna
life.
develop?
Yeah. So I
Mm.
feel like that one was just a stepping stone. So this new one that I have, I'm very excited to talk about.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
this new one that's coming out, it's not going to be just makeup and it's not going to be a mask either. It's going to be different prosthetics. There's going to be these teeth involved. There's going to be different contacts involved. And there's just going to be a lot of expression and movement into it. So I'm very excited.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see.
And the new character, makeup is fun and all, but I'm going to figure out if I want to keep this hair or not, or if I want to get a wig, or I don't know. We'll find out. But the
Your
costume,
hair looks great, by the way.
thank you.
I love the color. The color combination is just amazing.
A lot of people say it's Gwen from Total Drama Island, but I live with it.
So, all that aside, like, do you wanna, because you and I, we've met each other, and we've always talked and we've stayed in touch, but we don't really know each other that well. So,
Right.
like, yeah, so, like, what about, like, your day job, or, I mean, besides the clown stuff, like, what about
Um,
college and all of that?
oh yeah. So shit, where do I start? Ooh.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, by the way. Like, if you
No,
want
no,
me to
you're
start, I
good.
can go
But
ahead.
I guess first thing to know about me is I work a lot. I am usually with 2 to 3 jobs at a time. It's rare when I keep just one. I love to work. And
That's nice.
yeah, and because I also gotta make money to keep up with all of this during haunt season. Um, as far as school, I am going to school to be a mortician. Um, I like the criminal justice side of everything, and originally I was going to be a forensics pathologist, but that's a lot of years. That is 8 years into college after like getting basics done. So I decided a mortician was more my style, and I went with that.
What exactly is a morticianist, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, so this might get a little dark. I apologize, but a
Go
mortician
ahead.
deals with corpses and dead people. You're a part of the morgue. You're working on people. You can either, I know there's different levels of being a mortician. You can be one if you want to do the makeup on one to get ready for a funeral or,
Oh,
yeah. And it interests me
sounds
because
very interesting
it's
and
really
spooky.
interesting. Not a lot of people, it is very spooky because of what happens at morgues. But
What
it's
happens afterwards?
well, a lot of people don't know this, but when a person dies, it doesn't mean they stop moving. So at a
Mhm.
morgue, you have a person on the table and their arm is still moving. So people don't really stick to this kind of job. But I mean, I've been around a haunted house for forever now, and I've been in this area of morticians and forensics and everything for so long. It's a normal thing for me at this point. But
You're in your comfort zone.
it's my comfort zone. It makes the world look a little less scary too. So, I mean, anytime I go to haunted houses, I feel bad because it's rare to scare me. It's rare because
Oh,
I'll walk into a haunted house and it's like, I've seen this. I know how you did this. I can see you right over there. Like,
you know what to expect, basically.
yeah, but I will give it, like, I will give some props to haunted houses that have actually gotten me. Shout out to Red Rum, that is also in Texas. They really got me. Um, they had people jumping down from the ceiling. And I didn't expect that. I didn't think people would actually throw themselves off of places.
No strings attached.
There were no strings attached. They just jumped. Ugh. And then Jabby the Clown. Rare, but we both got scared at Arx Mortis. Okay. One of my friends is in here and he made a point. We visited a haunted house in Alabama called Arx Mortis, and they're also phenomenal. They have different kinds of haunters. You have your regular actors, you have your cue lines, which are very social. They talk to customers in voice, in character, in everything. You have sliders and performers. Sliders are like people who wear these like spark gloves on their hands, on their knees, on their feet. They run across concrete and there's sparks and like fire
Whoa.
everywhere. And it's really cool. I
I've
love it.
never seen anything like that.
I'm gonna have to send you a video of it.
Please do, because it sounds so spooky but interesting. Like, I want to know more about
It
this.
is. Because these people, they're so out there. It's crazy. Some of these things I'd never do. Like, you can't catch me doing some of this. As much as I'll do everything in a haunted house, I will not do some of like the sliding. That scares me.
So, like, what's the process like? Do they give you classes, and like, how long does it last for you to, do you have to actually study the characters before performing as the characters, or like, how does it work?
Depends on how you want to do it. If you want to specifically be a certain character, then yeah, study up on it. But if you don't care what you want to be and you just want to be a part of it, then no, you just walk in and they audition you. And they audition you by saying, like, oh, do your best scream, do your best clown laugh, do your best witch's laugh. Like, we cover the basics of monsters you would typically see. And we're going to see, what can you do? Can you make these noises? Can you do these moves? What can you do? And they
It
find
must be nerve-wracking to be put on the spot and like scream. It
Yes.
must be, especially if it's your first time going in, not knowing what to expect.
I mean, I've been there for years now, and I still get nervous. I still do. It's not every day you can practice screaming like a creature. So, I mean, you go in here once a year to audition, like, give me a second. I need to prep myself for this. And not only that, but when you audition, you are not in costume. You are not in makeup. You
Oh,
yourself. So it's a
that's
little
like my
crazy.
biggest fear because like I'm like personally I'm more confident in cosplay. It's kind of like a superhero cape kind of thing. You
Yeah.
know, like you're not being yourself, you can do whatever you want. It gives you that power, it gives you energy. But when I'm myself, I can't do shit.
That's how I feel when I'm like this. I'm very confident like this. I'm very like, I'm going to say something really weird to you, and I'm going to have
Go
no
ahead.
remorse. I'm not going to care. But if I'm not wearing this, then nope, I probably won't even talk to you because I'm scared. But it really does make a difference.
It does. I understand how it feels. I understand the power of putting on makeup. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
You like people don't understand unless they try it.
Yeah.
So how long, like before that, before getting to the haunted houses, what did you do?
Before the haunted houses,
Yeah, like were you always a horror fan?
I've always loved horror. Not that this is a shocker to anybody, but I mean, before haunted houses, I was one of those scene kids. Like, I had the edgy hair, everything. No shocker.
We
But
love a scene kid.
and I didn't even do makeup. I didn't start doing makeup till 2017, the time I started at
Wow.
the house. I didn't
You're
know what
really good
special
at it.
effects
Like
was.
you're so good at makeup and SFX. Like it's just
Thank you.
incredible.
Thank you.
Are there any specific things that you're not supposed to do when you're working at a haunted house?
Yes,
I mean,
they're actually.
don't touch the audience, I think. That's
Some haunted houses do that. Some haunted houses allow you to touch. Depends where you are. Um, and kind of a big one that's in most haunted houses, do not yell, help me. Don't yell like, someone get me out of here. Like, don't yell that, because if there was ever a real situation
mm,
where somebody needs help, you don't want to confuse people with what's real and what's
mm.
not real. So there are a lot of no-nos and a lot of like, I wouldn't say that, because that someone doesn't know if they should call an ambulance or not.
Hmm. Like you don't want to confuse people. What if someone's actually in trouble, or what if someone's actually hurt?
And there is actually a huge story that was, I'll show you the movie that was based off of this and everything. There was a time where people went to a haunted house, and a boy and a girl, they were intoxicated, which never go to a haunted house intoxicated. You are not only endangering yourself, you're endangering actors as well.
The actors, yeah.
So like, let's get that out there. But this couple didn't take the warning, and they were intoxicated, and they got so scared that it's a reflex to like hit somebody, like it's a reflex to get away.
Yeah.
Well, he hit an actor, and he got mad and started freaking out, and then he started hitting his girlfriend. and she was screaming, "Help me." But other customers that were coming by, they thought it was all part of the act, and they didn't do
Oh
anything.
my God.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So,
because so many things can be misunderstood. You never know what's real and what's not, especially if the actors are involved. You
yes,
would think it's part of the act.
yeah. And
Wow.
as rules for being an actor, again, there's things you can and can't say. Um, let's say if you were in that position, you see somebody like that is not an actor and you know it. Um, this is why most haunted houses have like helpers. There are people who work there, but they're not dressed up. They look like the crowd, but they are helpers.
Okay, so they're
Actors,
basically undercover.
yes. Most haunted houses I've been to, they all have them. Um, so
Do they
basically,
walk with you as if they're customers?
they can. I've seen that done. So you have no idea if you're in a
Mm.
group of people that they work here or not. So, um, but usually if, because the night is long. I saw someone ask, "Does your throat hurt at the end of the night?" Absolutely.
It
Yes.
must. I mean,
So,
you spend your entire day screaming.
we have these helpers that come in and out of our rooms with waters, cough drops. Like when you leave a room, there's someone right behind you that's helping the actors. There's always someone there. You're not by yourself the whole night. You're making sure you're hydrated. You're making sure you're okay. Like
You're
everything
safe.
is safe for the most part. Like you should be safe. If a haunted house doesn't have that, I don't recommend going there because that's a little dangerous.
When I
Uh,
went with my friend, when I went in March, there was a woman. We were only three people because of the situations that were going on with the whole Corona stuff. There weren't many guests, so we were only three people, including my friend. And the third person, she told us that she used to work there, but she doesn't work there anymore. She was in like we thought she was in uniform, so we assumed that she worked there. But then she said that I used to work here. And then we're like, okay, then she's a regular, visitor just like us. But the thing that we didn't like is that she kept on spoiling everything. She was
uh,
like, oh, someone's gonna pop out of there. Something's gonna jump out of here. You're gonna hear this. You're gonna hear that. We didn't realize that she was a regular customer just like us until the very end. Otherwise, we would have told her to stop. You know what I mean? Like, she ruined the experience. We still had fun. We were still spooked out, but we didn't like the fact that she basically spoiled everything. So
yeah.
now that you brought that up, I'm assuming she was a helper, but she didn't want to say so. But again, would a
Um,
helper spoil everything?
that's the other thing. A helper wouldn't do that. So she might
Hmm.
have been right. She might have worked there at one point. But for her to do that, no,
Yeah, it was so
uh,
unprofessional.
I'm
We
so
could have
sorry
told her
that
to like
happened.
stop, but we thought that she was just doing her thing. We were just confused. We just wanted to walk in and
Yeah.
experience the whole, the haunted house.
Yeah.
So, okay.
About that. Uh,
Um, let's read some of the questions and see what are people saying. So usually when I do these, I do two parts. Is that okay with you? Like we can end
I'm
it in 10
completely okay.
minutes and then go back and start one where we can answer questions. I believe someone asked if this live is going to be saved. Yes, it will be saved and it will be posted on my IG story under Awesome Chats if you guys want to rewatch it. Mm, a lot of people are complimenting our makeup. That's very nice
A
of
lot
them
of
to
people
say.
talk about the teeth.
I remember last Halloween I made my own fangs and I made them out of the adhesive that comes with the fangs that you buy. You know, like when you buy like a
Yeah.
regular pair of fangs, they give you like small circular
Little
stuff
pellet.
that yeah, you put them in water and then you're supposed to put them on the teeth and then stick
Yeah.
them on. But I used that to mold my own fangs.
If you want to
So,
know, or if anybody wants to know what that is, they're on the back of these teeth as well. It's called polymorph or thermoplastic. So it is plastic, and you put it in hot water. Once it's in
It
hot water,
melts.
it's moldable. You can do whatever you want to
Yeah,
it until it cools down. When it cools down, it gets hardened. And
yeah.
I mean, that is how these are made. They are a mold, harder plastic, but on the back, there's the polymorph, and you mold it to your teeth so they stay. Like, these aren't wrapped around my teeth, they're formed to my teeth, so they stay there. And they're
And then
just,
if you put them in hot water again, they melt.
I can remold it.
It's reusable.
Yeah. But it's,
Okay.
if anybody wanted to know where these were from, it is Dental Distortions.
We can set a link out there, or I can post on my story the account in case anyone wants to know. I thought people needed to use a heat gun. Well, that would be unnecessary because that's a lot of heat. You can just put them in hot water and then you can.
It's a lot safer in hot water because, I mean, you can control how hot it is, and you can like use tongs to grab them. Yeah. Some people even like put this stuff in a microwave. I do not suggest that. Because again, remember what a microwave is. It's those
It's
heat
unnecessary. You can just put them in hot water and it'll do the job.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to do.
So you consider yourself an actor. Do you consider yourself a cosplayer? Or is it just a side hobby?
I consider them two different things. Because when you're a haunted house actor, like, technically you are playing a character. You are dressing up and you're doing your thing. But it's like you're making your own character. Whereas cosplay, you are portraying somebody else. Or
a different character. Yeah.
And I have done that. I did like Sailor Moon. I was Pikachu. I was what else have I done? I was Harley Quinn. Oh my, the repressed memories. Some of them are like they came out bad, and I just never posted their pictures. But like, I've done so many that I honestly should start posting the actual like newer pictures on my profile. But I do love cosplaying. I really do. I think it's great. I love it when people can make an anime character come to life, or you made a second Marilyn Manson. So like, there's Marilyn Manson on stage, and then there's you. That's Marilyn Manson. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Thank you. That's the thing. Like, for me, cosplay is more about expression. Like, when I pick a character, I like to add a touch of myself, like my own style, in order to bring out the character, but then show myself within the character. You know what I mean? I don't know how it is for you guys in the States or in Texas, to be specific, but over here in the Middle East, cosplay can be taken very seriously sometimes, especially when it comes to contests and competitions. People get very competitive. There are different communities. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of, it's like any usual community, but it can get toxic sometimes. But tell me, how is it for you guys? Like, is there a big community of cosplayers? Or
there is. Over here, because I'm in Houston, Texas. It's the 4th largest city in the U.S. We're very diverse. We have people come from all over the world for like our cosplay events. And sadly, ours was moved because of the coronavirus. I don't think a lot of people are going to go to the move date because people are probably scared. But it's huge because they rent out an entire convention center for it. And they have shops everywhere. You have special guests everywhere, like special guest voice actors from different animes come down here. After hours, it's like the after party, 18 and up only. There's a rave, and you are in your cosplay raving, like dancing, doing partying. So like, I went to one, and I was a Spider-Gwen for a year, and I saw a crowd of Spider-Men, like in one area, just all dancing. And I was like, this is crazy. And then you see Sailor Moon dancing over there with,
Partying.
yeah, like dancing with like a whole Suicide Squad. Like, it's a lot of fun here. The contests, they do get wild. They get extreme. And I've never seen so much talent in one room. It's amazing. As far as like people who are fans of your cosplay, people make sure you know it. The Sailor Moon costume I have, it's Sailor Saturn, and I made that from scratch with my grandma. She was a seamstress at one point in her life.
Nice.
So it's completely original. There is no copy. There is no like. There's no instructions on how to make it. Like, we made that fabric and everything, the bows, the jewelry, everything. And one year, the Sailor Moon store, like, there's only one in Japan, and they came down here for that. It was here, and they wanted to buy my costume off of me because, and people, like, the minute they heard these people loved it, I had more and more people come up to me asking, hey, can I buy it? I'll give you a better offer. I had people asking, like, can I buy your costume?
Did you sell it?
$5,000. No.
You didn't sell it yet?
That costume means a lot to me. So I'm
Aww.
And it
You could have made a
was
lot of
for
money
people.
out of it.
Who's gonna buy it and like it's not gonna fit because it's not elastic. All the measurements are my own. So it's like it would only be on a mannequin. So I wouldn't want to leave it on a mannequin. I would want to prance around in it a little.
Well, you were offered a lot of money, and you could still be offered a lot of money to sell it.
The highest bid someone offered me that day was $8,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
People were going higher, but I just told everybody, you know, I don't want to hear it. I'm not.
You're not selling it, no.
Not selling it.
But did you consider like commissioning clothes for people? Like, they
I've
like
had people
your.
ask me.
Did you
People
consider
ask me-
doing that as a job?
No, it's too much. Like that costume took months. So, nah, I wouldn't do it for a living. I prefer doing people's makeup for a living. I prefer doing people's like I can put a costume
Prosthetics.
together. Yeah, I like making prosthetics as well. I can give you a costume like for haunted houses or for Halloween. But I mean, if you ask me to make you look like, I don't know, anybody from Fairy Tale, like that is anxiety. That is, nope. I can't.
Is it because it's out of your comfort zone?
It is out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm used to horror genre of things.
I get it.
Even when it comes to making whimsical characters like fairies and demons and like, well, okay, demons is horror. Never mind. Like fairies and like that butterfly.
Elves. Oh yeah, the
It's-
blue butterfly.
Yeah.
Was that paper, by the way? What was it? Or you don't want to reveal your secret? It was latex?
Latex.
Wow.
You get the stencil design from paper. You can do what you want with it. And I prefer to mold it, like get it on a different kind of paper, parchment paper, and then put latex over it to give it a more bendable look to stay to my face. And then it blends more to the eyes. But, sorry, I'm nerding out about makeup, but
No, I'm learning because like I thought it was paper. I thought you could maybe like when I saw it I thought it was stuck by spirit gum because it looked like paper, but up close it still blended with your face. I was confused as to what it was, but
I'm actually not a fan of spirit gum. I can't handle that. I saw Morgan was in here. Morgan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I cannot handle spirit gum. It is so hard to get off if you don't have the remover.
the remover, yeah, or rubbing alcohol could work as well. I've tried rubbing alcohol.
Yeah,
It would
I
work.
just worry about what a lot of people don't realize with makeup, even the makeup I'm wearing right now, there are a lot of safeties and like a lot of like, there's a checklist to go through when you're doing people's makeup. Um, Example, a lot of people think you can just put latex on your face and that's okay. Or, I mean, if you put spirit gum and a prosthetic on your face, people just do that. You have to be careful with things like that because,
It could irritate your skin as well
yeah, so
if you
like
don't use it the right way.
if you don't use it the right way, you could damage your skin cells and you're pulling off your skin. Like I had a girl, she wanted like a knife or something going into her eyebrow. So she got spirit gum and latex in there and she ended up pulling off her entire eyebrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. My
Yeah.
biggest nightmare is to pull off my eyebrows.
Oh, I felt bad.
Well,
There was a guy I knew. He had a beard, or he was growing a beard, and nope, he was bare after that.
what? What
Yeah.
did he put on his face?
Um, he made the mistake and used like latex and silicone, and silicone is like a you just I wouldn't directly put it on your face. I wouldn't. But he did because he thought it was latex. He thought it was the same thing. And he was like, it's not drying, it's not drying. So he would like put hair dryers to it and like make it stay. But it was in his hair. And he didn't think
Little does he know it's not coming off.
he thought it was just gonna pull off like gel. No, it's stuck. Once it's
Oh
hardened,
my
it's hard
God.
hair and it's gonna pull. Another thing to worry about, people don't think about it. If you've never worked with latex before, I don't recommend just throwing it on you. You might want to test it on your skin first.
Hmm.
I had
Or use
somebody
a small portion on your
allergic.
hands and
There was a person I knew who was allergic to latex. And for anybody who is allergic to latex, use gelatin. Like literally go to the grocery store and buy a box of gelatin from the Jello aisle and you mix it with, I forgot, some other like products and it works just as well. Like there's a lot of ways to go about doing makeup.
alternatives, yeah.
Yes.
Well, since you brought that up, I feel like we should talk more about makeup and we should give out tips and tricks if we have in the next chat, if you don't mind. Like, I'll
Yeah.
end this one. We can take a break for like 5 minutes, get some water, rest, and then we'll go back and answer some questions and we'll talk more about the makeup and whatever tips and tricks we have to give to the people who are watching. All right?
Yeah, I
See you
have
in
a
a bit.
lot to ask you.
Oh, sure thing. See you in a
Yeah.
bit. Bye. Hey, and we are back.
What's up?
I tried to touch up my makeup a little bit because honestly, compared to you, I feel like I didn't do the best job. I had an hour. Remember, like before, like when I texted you, I hadn't even started yet, so I had just 1 hour.
Whenever you texted me, what was it? Yeah, I was on the highway. I was driving to go home.
See, you did that in 1 hour, and it was so awesome. Thing is, I often crack under pressure. Even if the result is good, I just panic under pressure.
That is another thing. When working at a haunted house, you have no time. You gotta get in, get out. You gotta rush makeup. So I've definitely learned to rush.
I mean, it looks great. Whenever I feel like I'm not gonna do a good job, like whenever I feel like I'm not gonna do something polished, I try to like throw glitter on or like throw a bunch of paint to make it look kind of dirty and messy. Believe it or not, this is acrylic paint. It's not face paint because I ran out of black paint. So acrylic paint would do the job sometimes.
That is actually, it is really smart. Some people don't realize you don't have to stick to makeup.
Face paint. Yeah.
You can use other things to get the look you're trying to achieve. Like,
As long as it's safe.
yeah, like these eyebrows, that's lipstick.
Oh, wow.
That is eyeliner and eyeshadow. This is using a sponge and grease paint. And then, I mean, that's all eyeshadow. Obviously fake.
I'm getting very like Laughing Jack meets Beetlejuice meets I don't know what else. It's a creepy clown, and it looks so good.
Thank you.
And
But
guess what? This outfit only came in kids size, so I had to cut it to make it wide. And these were the pants. I made them into sleeves. I don't know how to sew, so I'm really good with hot glue. You can't tell that it's glued
I would
onto
have
my
never.
shirt. I'm thinking of investing into buying a sewing machine. My mom says it's difficult to deal with, but I mean, I can try to learn.
Yeah, I have a few friends. They picked it up very easy. So I feel like it shouldn't be that bad. I do everything by hand. So,
You don't like to use brushes and sponges?
oh, oh no, but like for makeup, I use sponges, I use an airbrush, I use like anything I can get my hands on, and liquid eyeliner, felt tip pens, and different kinds of sponges. Like it makes the difference.
Your friend loved to comment. I use a mask because I don't have time or the patience to do my job and makeup. This is really smart. You know, the first time I saw that character of yours, the one with the mask and the blue hair, I thought that was makeup. I
No.
didn't know that it was a mask. I had to zoom in. I thought like, how does she cover up her face? How does she? I thought it was like prosthetics that made your eyes look smaller. But then when I realized it was a mask, I was impressed.
Yeah, that mask, it is very expensive because it's meant to fit to your face. So when you move your mouth, it moves with you. When you scrunch up your nose, it moves. So,
Wow. Was it custom made?
yes, it was custom made and it was like $700. Like it was insane. But also that mask was very heavy. Very like it gave me a headache after a few hours. And I couldn't do contortions anymore because I mean if my head isn't there then
Oh my God, I can only imagine. It would suck. How long do you have to stay? Like, how long did you have to go to be
I
in character?
I would be in that mask, in that character. Like you can't break character. You stick to that voice, you stick to that look. Um I would be in that mask and in that costume from 7 p.m. to sometimes 2 a.m.
Oh my God. But with breaks, right?
Mine, no.
Oh
I,
my God.
yeah, it was horrible. If anybody ever worries about their skin and acne, don't do it. Don't do the mask.
But I mean, respect because like it takes a lot of effort and commitment to stick to a character for that long. Did it by any chance have any negative impact on you after removing the mask or like after being in character for so long? Did it actually drive you insane by any chance?
Actually, yeah, like
Okay.
um, after like wearing that mask for so long and keeping up with like that voice and that personality, there were times I'd catch myself like saying things exactly how that character does. I'm like, I don't usually say that. Or sometimes like certain words I say, it sounds too much like that other character. And I'm like, I need to break.
Something's not
I need
right.
to get in here. Um, Another bad effect. Oh my God. When I say that mask was heavy, I have insane neck muscles now from keeping it up and like
Oh.
moving it around. So that hurt a lot, but I now have muscles. So I guess we're good. I guess.
Was it latex?
It was silicone. It was really heavy. Like it was like that thick probably. Like as thick as my nose.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying much because you can't. Just like it was really. It ended right here where that black line was. where everybody thought it was a necklace or like a choker. That was the end of the mask, and it wrapped all the way around my head. The hair, because you saw the pigtails.
The blue pigtails.
Those were not hollow. Those were not just hair. They were cones on top of the mask and hair put around it. So it was a lot of weight.
I mean, the gallons of sweat that our mask had by the
Oh my God.
I can only imagine being in a mask. Could you breathe properly? Did it have any, like, were there any holes?
There were holes for the nose, and even though there were holes, I still couldn't really breathe out of my nose. So I kept my mouth kind of like the whole
Open?
Yeah, so I could breathe. You turn into a mouth breather, basically. Yeah, no, it's horrible.
Well, I'm glad that at the end of the day, like, you've learned from that experience and now you're creating your own thing. Hopefully it's a lot more comfortable. The new character is a lot more comfortable to be in.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
a lot more breathable. A lot more flexible.
So what do you want to know? You said you wanted to know more about me. Like, what exactly do you want to know? Because, again, we don't know each other that well.
Right. I want to know, how do you do your makeup? Like, how do you contour and, like, literally, how do you literally turn into a different person?
Well, first of all, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a makeup expert. Like, I'm not really good with products. Over time, I've developed, like, I understand what to use and what not to use. I understand when to use concealer, when to use highlight, when to use contour. I've learned that recently. Back then, I used to throw on whatever I have to create whatever image I have in mind. I didn't have my own set of makeup. I took whatever I found in my mom's room and put it on and tried to experiment. But luckily, I have a friend. Her name is Reem Vanity. Shout out to Reem. She's a professional makeup artist. She helped me a lot. She took me shopping to tell me what to get and what not to get. I've learned makeup through watching Drag Race. I'm a big fan of Drag Race, and I'm a big fan of the artistry that goes into creating they completely transform themselves. So I think, like, I've adapted a certain style over time. And I still don't think that I'm the best because, again, what I do isn't like professional cosplay, it's not professional makeup. I just like to have fun with it. My main hobby is performance. I love performing. Just give me a stage and I'll turn into a completely different person. So makeup is kind of a second-hand thing for me.
Yeah. That's really cool, though.
I recently experimented with a latex nose when I did Jafar from Aladdin. I did it at Dubai Comic Con. I had a latex, it wasn't latex, it was, I'm not sure what kind of material it was. I think it was a spongy prosthetics. It was not latex because it was not stretchy.
Latex.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, oops. I accidentally turned, okay, yeah, sorry. I kind of gave it a look there.
Yeah. So it was my first time using prosthetics. I didn't think that it would turn out as good as it was. I tried to blend the edges with spirit gum. I know, it's not the best thing to use, but I used spirit gum and latex, and liquid latex, to sort of blend the edges. And yeah, I mean, it's been a learning process, and I still think that I will get better, hopefully, with time. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not as good as you because, like, I don't do it on daily basis because you're a professional actor, and I'm just, I do it for fun.
Honestly, when it comes to makeup, I think anybody can do it. Anybody can pick up a brush, and it just takes time. It just takes patience. It just takes knowing your face. Like,
Yeah.
where my eyebrows are and my nose, it's not the same as somebody else. So doing makeup on yourself is completely different from doing it on another person. And that's hard. But
It's like having a blank canvas and you need to practice over and over and over to learn how you want to look, to create that image in your mind.
yeah.
And I've been practicing for a really long time. Like I started cosplay back in 2015, and the first technique that I learned was blocking my eyebrows, and I was always proud of it because I always did it right. But then I experimented again with drawing on eyebrows or like with contouring or prosthetics.
You
So
do
it's been a
them really
learning process.
well. Like when you do your
The
high
brows,
brows, I
I feel
love
like I've developed this signature style where I always, because the distance between my actual eye and my real eyebrows are so small that I don't have enough space to paint anything on.
I'm
So I've always
guessing, I'm guessing
so like
yours is like there or
like here. See, like they're really, really like the distance is so small, so I don't have enough space to paint. And whenever I block my eyebrows, I like to start from where my actual eyebrow starts and then draw on a high arch, just to kind of create that bit of a pissed off look, I'd like to say.
the pissed off.
I always look like I'm angry.
That's how
Um,
I feel with these, cause I don't know if you can really see. No, I guess not. My eyebrow is a little lower than this. It's like right under this. So I get that where you have to block it out, use whatever to get rid of it, and then draw on a new one. I have yet to do them as high as yours, and I've always wanted to. I just can't. I don't know how. Because you make them look like they kind of look drag, and I can't do that. I have yet to like practice
Always
that.
start from where your actual brows start and then draw them above. Just create a clean line and then boop. I
Nah,
feel like
all
I
I can do
learned
is
this
like
technique from drag.
I like doing my eyebrows when like they bend with the expressions.
hmm
But I'm definitely gonna practice that now.
it gives me mime vibes.
I'm just gonna cosplay as you someday, and we'll
We
see.
should do that. How about we swap looks? The next time we go live, we need to swap looks. Like I'll do something inspired by you and you do something inspired by me.
Yes, yes,
We should
absolutely.
do that. What about you? Where did you learn how to do makeup? Was it just you practicing, or did you have a friend that kind of gave you tips and tricks here and there?
I'm completely self-taught. I never took
Yeah.
classes. I didn't have help from a friend. It was just me sitting in front of a mirror, and I was like, how would I look if I did this? How would I look if I added a zipper? How would I look if I added blood? Like, I just went for it.
Do you have a picture of your first time doing makeup?
Yes, and that was rough. That that was it is
We should see
not
a
on
side by
my
side of you
social media.
now.
Even that blue butterfly, I have pictures posted of the first time I ever tried that makeup a year ago. So every year, I pick certain makeups to just keep recreating to show the progress that I've made. And
And
I'll
again,
either
it's a
ask,
learning, yeah, it's a learning process. You always learn something new.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. Um, but even for you, like, do you have a picture of your first cosplay?
Well, my first actual cosplay wasn't, how to explain this? Well, I always tell people that my first cosplay was Jack Frost, and I have that picture on my profile. But my first actual cosplay wasn't exactly a cosplay. I was trying to be Peeta Mellark from the Hunger Games. I just wanted
Yeah.
to attend the convention, and back then I was obsessed with the Hunger Games. So I was like, okay, I'll bring a character to life. I just looked like a little kid with bruises on. I didn't really look like the character. Um, but yeah, my first proper cosplay was Jack Frost, and it wasn't that bad.
It was pretty good. Like I had a lot of my friends look at it because again, some of my friends follow you.
Aw,
Yeah.
I should follow them back. Let me know who follows me and who doesn't.
I will. I will. But they would be like, "Dude, did you see his cosplay?" And I was like, "Which one?" And they're like, "The Jack Frost one." I'm like, "Oh my God. Yeah, that one. That one. I love that one." And like one of my friends would be like, "Did you see his Marilyn Manson one?" I'm like, "That's my favorite." No. That is my favorite, y'all. And
I want to do David Bowie.
please do David Bowie. You have no idea how much I love David Bowie.
I want to do like David Bowie, maybe Andy Black.
Ooh, Andy. Ooh, that would be a really cool one. But
Yeah.
if you do David Bowie, um, do you know what look you would do? Like the Ziggy
I
Star?
have, there was an old picture of him with a blonde mullet. It wasn't really a mullet, it was like, his signature hair is like kind of puffy from here.
He was the Goblin King in the Labyrinth. Yeah,
Was it? Wait, give me a second. Let me see if I can pull a picture up. I think I have it.
I know it was that because I absolutely love that movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the one. And there was a certain look where I think he had a suit and scarves on, but something from that era of
He had a suit.
Mhm.
I'm gonna turn that off. It's getting too cold.
By the way, what time is it there for you right now? Because it's pretty late for us. That's why not a lot of my followers are joining because they're probably asleep.
Right now it's 3 p.m. for me. We're in the middle of the day.
You're off today, right?
I am 100%.
That's good.
I had nothing to do. Thank you, Faith. Yes, it's 3:18.
I had work this morning and I was excited to do the live chat. So yeah, David Bowie, maybe Michael Jackson,
That'd be really cool. That
maybe Michael Jackson. Like I want to do something different. I don't like I know that I'm a cosplayer, but I'm not the biggest fan of anime, and I know that that can be controversial because cosplay is technically anime. But I like to do a lot of like film characters and singers.
I understand that completely. If this year's convention wasn't canceled, I was going to cosplay as Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I was gonna do that, and I
Oh
was
my God, I love that movie. Were you
and
gonna dye your hair?
I was gonna dye it, get these strands a darker green, and then get her signature look at the very end with the choker, the tracker,
Hmm.
and the black dress, like that
She
whole
looks
look.
punk rock.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, and then probably get like a pink wig and do like the look where you first see her in like her roller skates and everything.
Hmm.
I was gonna do that. It was gonna be a lot of fun, but again, it got moved, so I didn't get to do it.
We
That
have digital conventions. Do you
that's
guys
a
have digital convention?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, like digital contests where you basically submit a photo of your cosplay and it's considered a competition and they pick the best cosplay.
I didn't know that. Oh, I need to look into that. But other than that, because I'll agree with you. I honestly don't think cosplay is just anime. I think
Hmm.
cosplay is, I mean, anything. Like you are dressing up as somebody else. Like that's already there. That's already like, I guess, well known. I'll use
Hmm.
like because I was also gonna cosplay as Gwen from Total Drama Island. I had the black corset ready and her huge boots. Like I was gonna walk around like that. Or Ember McLean from Danny Phantom. Like I had all these
I was
non-hand.
gonna do Danny Phantom, but I don't have the. I don't have like I wanted a white turtleneck and then a black sweater just to create his Phantom look. I'll need to do that. How about we collaborate?
That would be so much fun. You have no idea. I'd be so happy.
Well, do you have the wig? Do you have Amber's wig?
No, I was actually styling it. It's in one of my friend's houses right now because she has all the stuff to like style wigs. So I had her high ponytail that was going all the way down. But
Nice.
I'll have to take pictures of it. But I do have a few questions. Like whenever you do like the clown makeup you have right now, what did you use for the white?
I can actually show you 1 second. It was Clown White. Hold on. It was this. Again, I was very rushed. Like I didn't know what to do because whenever I want to do a clown look, I don't have a certain image of what I want the clown to look like. But today I wanted to do a sick clown, but again, I gave up on that idea midway because I didn't want it to be too offensive for people who actually could possibly have the virus. But I gave up and just did one eye where it's kind of like bleeding. I was gonna make the nose bleed as well, but again, don't want to be too much. Yeah, like I'm not the biggest fan of using clown white because it never, like when you put white makeup on your face, or this one specifically, it's hard to put eyeshadow on because it dries so quickly. It's
Yeah,
not, it's not like using foundation because foundation picks up the color immediately.
it
But the
is.
clown white that I use, nah.
Um,
What
because
about you?
this is Mehron. It's a water activated clown white, basically. And so yeah, it is dried. It doesn't really come off,
Yeah.
but unless I start crying, then it's coming off. But um, I actually use foundation on top of it as well. Like when I went to go do my eyes, I put foundation and like primer on top to pack
Mm,
on the eyeshadow. And then
smart. Yeah, that's a smart move.
and then after you like layer it on, um, you can just keep adding like different shadows, different blends, and of course liquid eyeliner. It's gonna go over it. So I just went for it. The black, however, I just use grease paint and I use a stipple sponge. I don't know if you know what that is. A stipple
Hold on,
sponge,
let me Google it.
yeah, it's like covered with a bunch of holes and pockets. So it gives like that freckly, spotted look whenever you apply it to your skin. And that's just what I use to make my skin look dirty or look like I've been through something.
I sometimes use a toothbrush to put
I
paint in
didn't
it
think
and then spray it on my face.
I didn't think of that. I would have saved
Oh
me some.
yeah, I know what a stipple sponge is.
Yeah, that's what I use whenever like I do the black. And I get it in my hairline just so it blends.
Blends in.
Yeah.
Smart.
I didn't go all the way in though. Like there are some spots where it's like we don't talk about that. But because
My
we all
bold
love
spots.
the day, if I should go out in public, I don't think I want black in my hair. So never know though. One of my friends actually wants me to go visit her after this, and she wants me to leave it on. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Is it safe for you to go out in public looking like this?
No, absolutely.
No? Okay.
Around Halloween season, yeah, no, that's fine. I
Hmm.
see people do it all the time.
Yeah.
But right now, in the summer, maybe not. But the people on
Like, could anyone stop you and tell you like to take it off? Like, is it illegal to go out looking like this?
um, there was a video. There was a video that I posted on my Snapchat. I didn't do it on Instagram. Sorry. Um, where I did a full-on pop art skeleton makeup look. And I said, okay, guys, we're going to go out in public like this and see what happens. And honestly, not a lot of people reacted to it. They just looked at me and was like,
Whatever.
hmm. Like, I had some people that were like, yeah, like, can I take pictures of you? And I was like, okay, yeah, go for it. Go for it. But I never really had anybody that was like, what are you doing?
What the
I
hell?
didn't have anybody do that.
Do you get anxiety when you go out in public looking like not yourself?
Yes. There are actually some times that, I mean, I won't go in public without makeup on because I've been wearing makeup for so long. That's what I'm used to seeing. I'm not used to seeing myself without makeup. Like, this is embarrassing. There was literally a day I got out of the shower and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, I'm done.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Hi.
Who are you?
Who are you? But
Have we met before?
and I'm like, you look so familiar. Doesn't ring a bell. But
No, I meant like going out in character. Or like on your way to a convention or on your way to an event. Is
yeah.
that nerve-wracking?
In Houston, no. That is
No?
so normal that 'cause
Wow.
you have like girls who are dressed up as like Lolitas, you know? You have
Mhm.
girls that are like dressed up in Japanese dresses, and it is so normal to see them walking around the city, to see them like,
Goals.
yeah. And there's actually a group of girls that I follow. They're a group of 3 cosplaying girls. They have a web page together and everything. They're called Pocket Size Cosplay. I don't know if you've heard of them. They walk around Houston in their cosplays all the time, and it's cute. It's cute. You see them, they're dressed as the Powerpuff Girls, and they're going to go get dinner. They're dressed as Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn, and they're walking around a park.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember seeing them. I think it was right after a convention. Right after it, I got undressed. Like, I was in my normal clothes, whatever. It was fine. But I look over across the street and they're just having a good time. Like, nope. Yeah, I'm Blossom, I'm Buttercup, and I'm Bubbles, and yeah, this is it. Like,
It must be so much fun to live in a place like that because, again, where I live, I'm not sure you've heard of it. I'm not sure you've heard of Bahrain, which is in the Middle East. It's basically in the middle of nowhere. It's technically an island, but things are not as fun here. Like, just walking around seeing a bunch of anime characters, like, no. Unless it's a convention season, unless there's a convention going on, then yeah, possibly. But again, you get stared at, you get death stares, people make fun of you, people laugh at you, people, like I'm talking like in a place where you're not at the convention center, like on your way from home to the convention center while driving. It's like the most uncomfortable experience ever. So I was wondering if you've ever experienced anything like that.
I have, but it's because, and this is for all my girls out there. I mean, if you're a girl and you cosplay, you're gonna get some comments. You're gonna get some provocative, like unnecessary.
Herbs.
Yeah. Like again, the biggest example is that Sailor Saturn cosplay. I was on my way like to the convention. I was walking across the street and a dude looked at me and he said some horrible things, basically implying that you're in a short skirt. Yeah, I have right to say this. And it was horrible. It was, ugh. But I mean, there's people like that everywhere.
Yeah.
And the best way I look at it, like, this dude is a perv. He looks at me and thinks that it's okay to say these things. But I look at him and I'm like, you know what? Free range. You say that about me, you are not ready for what I'm about to say about you.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. And people aren't ready for that. Usually when people like, because I do say something back. I do every time.
You have to. You have to. Yeah.
Even when I see somebody else getting made fun of for it, I was like, at least they have the confidence to. What about you? Like, did you have the confidence to wear shorts today? No, you wore jeans. So, like, who's more comfortable in their own skin, me or you?
Cosplay is not consent. Yes. This is another problem that is going on right now in our community, at least, where cosplay is becoming so controversial. It's people,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's getting to a point where people have to be vocal about cosplay being not consent and cosplay is for everyone, not to be racist to people who, you know, a lot of problems happen here because it's becoming a sensitive subject for some reason.
Yeah. Like, and I'll say this in a light way just because I don't want to offend anybody, but there were like people that want to cosplay as somebody, but say you're like me and you're very fair, you're very like you're just very pale, but you want to cosplay as I don't know, you want to cosplay as Pocahontas. I can't exactly do that without using some spray tan, without like darkening my skin a little bit. And people go nuts over it. They think you're being offensive. They think you're being racist. And it's like, I'm not offending anybody. I'm just taking pictures as a character, as I just look different. And people think you're like making fun of somebody for being a different like
Race.
yeah. And I mean, I even get that on a daily basis, not cosplaying, not like doing whatever. I was at
How
work.
so?
Yeah, see, this is the crazy part. I was at work one day and I said something in Spanish, and this woman who's a lot darker than me looked at me and like rolled her eyes, and I was like, what was the issue here? And I didn't say anything because I was like, you know what, maybe she's having a bad day. And I didn't say anything. But later
What was the
she
problem exactly?
said, you're racist. Like, how am I racist? She was like, because you're rolling your R's as if R. And I was like, ma'am, I hate to tell you this, but you're the racist one here. I am Mexican. I am Spanish. I'm just very pale. And I think people are they just don't know when to say the right things. And that's where like there's miscommunication. That's where people, this person's obviously making fun of somebody. And it's like, no, they're literally not. I'm literally not offending anybody. That's my rate. I'm Mexican. But you're trying to tell me I'm not. And it's crazy.
Oh my God. So since we brought this topic up, if you don't mind me asking, like I want to know, what are your opinions on blackface cosplays? Because it's very controversial here. People
It's
just
very
cancel. People cancel, and I can understand why. And I've talked to a friend of mine, Sam, on my last two live chats. I think we did live chat not last time, but the time before, and we talked about the controversy and why blackface is not allowed. So I want to know from your perspective, from your community, how do you guys look at that?
And Houston, again, because we're so diverse, we have people from everywhere. You are still going to get those people that shame you for, again, cosplaying as a different race. It's a very sensitive topic. It really is.
Yeah.
My views on it, I honestly don't believe I've looked into it enough to really have a full opinion on it. But just from personal experience, again, if I'm cosplaying, I'm literally cosplaying, like you can literally see I am dressed as Pocahontas, like, then like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But and as long as if you keep it to yourself, like I wouldn't be out loud about it. I wouldn't be like, oh, hey, like I'm actually something else. Like, no. I think if you just don't talk about it, just do what you need to do, just watch yourself, just worry about you and leave it at that. Do what you got to do and get out of there.
There's this thing about like if you're gonna paint yourself a different race, let's say, you should paint yourself like a certain color, like a certain shade, not to be offensive.
Yeah, like I do think you should at least try to stick a little closer to you, so it's not
Your
like
own,
obviously trying to like go like push
completely, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, no. I definitely think you should like at least stay close to you, like, because again, it's a very sensitive thing, and I would never want to offend somebody by that. So I try to like stay away from it as much as possible. But as far as like seeing it, I have yet to see anybody hate on it in person. People only hate on it online. Like
Yeah.
when I've gone to conventions, nobody has openly said like, "Hey, I can see your
I mean,
feet."
yeah, it is different, like being behind the phone screen than
Yeah.
being like talking to someone in person. Like you can't really go up to someone and be like, I think what you're doing is wrong. Like that would cause a lot of trouble. So people are more vocal online on social media about their opinions and about what they think is right and what they think is wrong.
Right. I think we need. I'm reading someone's comment. I
Yeah,
think we
go
need
ahead.
to find what racism is. I believe that people became too sensitive and they mixed it up with just having innocent fun and not doing it to disrespect someone. I completely agree with you, 100%.
At first, when I was not like aware of it being offensive, like I've never done it, but I always thought that maybe if you have the right intentions and you want to represent a different culture, I thought that it was okay because you're not exactly doing anything wrong. You're not hating on that culture. You're just representing it because you like it. I thought that was okay. But then I learned that it's not okay because when you take all of that off, a person from that race or that culture cannot take it off. That's what I understood. That's where people draw the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of lines. There's a lot of boundaries. And I don't know, maybe we're just not ready for it yet, you know? Like maybe a few years from now, it'll be a little more understanding, a little more out there. But I think maybe right now it's like we don't know how to handle that. I mean, perfect example, like the LGBTQ community. If we go back to a few years ago, it wasn't very accepted. And not saying it's fully accepted now, because no, I've seen some dark people, like, they say some horrible things. Like, people take it to the next level. Like, you should not say these things to a human. But they do it because they're a part of the LGBTQ community. And I just think we're a lot better than where we were a few years ago. Like, one of my friends openly said she was gay back in 2006, and people hated her for it. And she never brought it up again. But now here we are in 2020, and she's married. She's like living her best life, and everybody is more accepting of it because of how much more common it is. And people have actually fought for this. So, I mean, with this
People's
racism.
mindsets are constantly evolving, basically.
Yeah. So I think with this racism and like cosplaying as a different race, I think it's something that just needs to be talked about a little bit longer for people to understand and accept it. So maybe
Yeah,
a few
yeah,
years.
maybe a few years from now, people will either learn to accept it or to completely like not do it. Because I can understand both sides. Oh, people are commenting. Let's see. People are too sensitive now, and wait. Record person speculate
That's
silence gets
crazy.
so
For speaking another language, yeah. Hmm.
like me.
I definitely think a lot of it has to do with someone had a bad day and they just don't know. They're just not mature enough to keep everybody out of their
Just
life.
don't bother people.
Yeah. Like
Moral of the story is just don't bother anyone.
like if you're having a bad day, I understand it. I've had some bad days. I've had bad days, but never would I ever dream of taking it out on somebody. Like, just because I'm not having fun and I see someone over there is having fun cosplaying, like, I'm not going to bash them for doing it. I'm not going to bash them for having a good day. And I feel like not a lot of people think about that because you're in the moment. You're in the moment of, like,
Yeah.
in this mood, which is where people need to think before you act. And that is so common. I've heard so many people say that. But some people just don't do
But
it.
not a lot of people actually do it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just the world we live in. We got the crazies. We got the angels. We got the gods and goddesses on this world. Like, God. There are some people that just have, like, a heart of gold. And I love them. And honestly, it's shout out to Pocket Size Cosplay again. They are angels. They are
I
so
can't wait to check them out. I need to check them out right after this.
They're
But
very, very supportive. Great girls.
so this concludes our live chat. I feel like we've touched upon the life of being a haunt actor. We've touched upon makeup skills. We got to know each other a little bit more. So I believe we really touched upon a lot of things. We read the comments. We got a little controversial. We addressed everything that we addressed enough, I believe.
We got a lot.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being part of my live chat, part of my mini series, and I definitely want to have you again. And I really want to talk to you even more and get to know you, and we can like collaborate at some point in the future. And
that.
this will be posted on my IGTV for anyone who wants to watch it. But before we go, there's a comment. The way I look at it, if it isn't doing any physical harm to anyone, it doesn't bother me. Fair enough. Like, if it's... Yeah, I believe that's fair enough to say. So, on that note, good night to everyone who is from where I am, and have a good, lovely afternoon where you are.
Yeah, say good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon
from
to
my
you.
side.
All right, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being part of my live chat.
Sorry about that. Someone just called me.
Oh, it's okay. We'll let you go now, for now. Okay?
All right.
Bye.
Thank you again.
Thank you.